think it's time I spoke about my failures. Hi, I'm Rick, and I've been trading for 6.5 years now. By June, it would be a complete 7 years. I would also say that I've had my fair share of experience when it comes to winning and losing. In my first year, it was a beginner mode, so I was trying to learn everything I could, looking for what worked. And then when I found something that worked, I began to use it, and I was consistent from the second year to the fourth year, or let's say to the fourth year. And then the fifth year to now, literally, I've had failures, more failures than wins, I'd say. And it put me in a point where I began to study failure. I've actually been studying failure for over 2 to 3 years now. And the reason why I wanted to study failure was because from my childhood, I had a different, psychology or idea or thought process about what failure was. We are taught when we are young, you should not fail, you should always win. If you fail, you repeat a class, or if you fail, you're an embarrassment, you're a shame. Failure had that tone. But now, my psychology is different to failure in the sense that I now see failure as the way to actually achieving success, and not just the way, but the only way. And it has profoundly, how would I put this? It has profoundly shaped my mind to be resilient. And that's the powerful thing about failure, because it's going to be inevitable. It always is inevitable. And the only way to bounce back and out of it is through resilience, So like I said, I have been studying failure for about 2 to 3 years now. And I would like to share my experiences and my understanding. The same way it shaped my mind, I would like to, if there's anyone out there who's actually listening, I believe someone who's looking for a way to understand their failures, just like I've understood mine, and looking for how to use their failures to achieve success. And I believe that you're at the right place. From the moment when I started studying failure, I stumbled upon the first reason why, people fail and why we fail. And the reason is fear. We all fail mostly due to fear. Like, that's the number one. Of course, there are so many other reasons, but the main reason is fear. And of course, we all know what fear is, And then I asked myself the question that, okay, if fear is the reason why I'm failing, then how do I kill fear? How do I not be afraid? And then I found the next part, which is faith. I realized that it is only through faith that you cannot be afraid. Meaning, it's only if you believe, it's only when you believe in yourself, in your art, in your craft. That's when you're able to kill fear. And by killing fear, then you're one step closer to achieving success, And then I started to practice, faith. And I'm like, okay, how do I achieve faith? How do I develop a belief system where I can now use this belief system to kill fear? And then came practice. I learned that it is only through practice, through consistent practice, that I was going to create that belief system, which was now also going to kill fear, which was now also going to stop me from failing and then achieve success. So it's kind of like creating a philosophy of failure, fear, faith, and practice. which is kind of like the completion of my study of failure. And so these 4 pillars are the way to success. And I want to take you guys on my journey and on a journey of seeing how these 4 pillars can give you success. If you're looking for, I know there's someone out there who's listening right now who is tired of failing, who is probably also afraid and living in fear, or who is trying to develop faith and you're having problems because of lack of practice. Basically all around these 4 pillars. And from now, I'm going to be there for you to help you pull through, to help you understand your failure, to help you understand your fears, to help you understand your faith, and to help you understand how to practice and why you need to practice. And I believe that if you continue to, follow up on this, you're going to be blessed.